Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Cool Talk Live, brought to you by Brown's Heating and Air, with your host, Brandon Brown.
Good morning. Welcome to Cool Talk with Brown's Heating and Air. Here, it's the first Wednesday of March. Time is flying by. Thank you for joining us live and following us on all our podcast applications. Make sure you follow us, subscribe. We've been averaging pretty good downloads a week, so we want to keep adding more. So make sure you share it with all your friends and subscribe it and get it on their phones, their Spotify, Apple, Android, all that, and keep spreading the word. It's been a crazy week since we last left. I know everybody has been paying attention to Ukraine and the war, and it's just devastating to see the videos on there and to hear the news and see the videos of kids and people fleeing and it's just a time we need to come together and pray for everybody over there. No matter what you believe or do, war never has a good ending. It's a lot of people over there losing their livelihoods and their family members and just all around the world. We need to pray for that situation. It's just affecting us all. I mean, we worry about the prices of gas and stuff going up because of it, but it's a lot more serious than that, especially with the hundreds of people and I guess more you hear this morning. It's just getting worse and worse. Don't know where it goes from here, but Putin definitely is nuts, to say the least. I don't know what's going on, but I think we've seen this for years coming. Let's keep them in prayers over there. Anybody in our U.S. forces here and abroad, keep them and their families in prayers as they're on standby and hopefully not needed. Hopefully we can get some peace talks going here pretty soon. But I think he said on the news last night there's a 40-mile stretch convoy.
Yeah. Right
outside the Capitol. And I looked it up this morning. If you had a traffic jam from Bedford to just past Concord, right before Concord and Spout Springs, that's 40 miles.
Gosh.
To put in perspective, if you're here in Central Virginia.
That's crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't know why they're stalled. That's what's weird. I don't know if it's a tactic or they're just trying to scare them or they run out of fuel or they run out of supplies or what. But
So it's basically like traveling on 64 going to the beach, right? Just,
yes. Trying to get into the Outer Banks on a Saturday.
In June.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it's like.
It's like that times 5. But if you think about it from Bedford.
Yeah.
Bedford to just past Concord. That's a long stretch.
That is a long stretch.
Because it's 40 miles, you're like, oh, that ain't a long. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Especially if they're looking at the pictures, they're bumper to bumper.
Gosh.
So it's no telling how many vehicles you could fit in a 40-mile stretch. That tanks and trucks and it's just not good for the.
That's crazy.
And I tell you what, their president, is it Zelensky?
Yeah,
that he's standing strong.
He's pretty awesome.
Now I think I read or heard he was a professional stand-up comedian before he became president of Ukraine.
He's for all.
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that. I've heard pretty much like he's just legit. Like basically, he's out there doing selfies and he's just. Awesome. So,
yeah, let me see.
A stand-up comedian.
Career. I swore that's what I heard that they had said. He was prior to his acting career, he obtained a degree in law from the Kyiv? What's that capital?
Yeah, Kyiv.
Kyiv National Economic University. He pursued comedy and created the production company in Ukraine, which produces films, cartoons, TV shows, including Servant of the People, in which he played a role of the president of Ukraine before he even got in.
Nice.
Why would you want to leave that job to become president of man?
It's too much pressure.
Hindsight 2020.
Jeez.
Now he's in a war with Russia. I think he's probably, but he's a good guy for the job. I mean, it's a picture of him and his family, 2 young kids. And he's really, I mean, I don't know much about their culture and background, and I know they're not in NATO and stuff like that. Don't know, so I don't take sides and try to say I'm 100%. I don't know. I'm for the people though. I am for the freedom. He is fighting for their freedom. We're free here. We take that for granted, and I think seeing that now, seeing what's going on now, I hope it opens our eyes to go back to independence on our oil and gas. We need that bad, because if something happens between us and Russia and he cuts us off, like he said, we only got a day and a half of reserves. A day and a half of reserves for oil and gas. And that's amazing how much fuel we use a day.
We burn through it.
That is, so a day and a half would be, I think he said 80 million barrels or something. Or 80 million, I think it was 80 million barrels that they could release, but that would only last up maybe 2 days.
Gosh, that's crazy.
But yeah, so we're free over here, and it's a great country. But yeah, we take it for granted. I know you.
So if you're planning on going off the grid with solar power anytime soon, you might want to speed that up.
Yes,
and
solar
and secure that.
And they're going around. They're getting more power. I see them everywhere in Lynchburg now, Forest and stuff. Earthright, I think it's called.
Yeah, my dad got his whole house.
Did he really? I bet he loved that.
He's done it in phases. He got the panels put on like a year or two ago, and then now he's got the batteries. So he's been kind of weaning himself off of.
So he did it himself?
No, he had a company come in and install it.
Okay.
Yeah, and they look great. Like he lives out in Amherst County, out in the middle of nowhere. And then they did a great job, and it reduced his power bill. And then he loved it. So then now he's switching to batteries, because the current setup was feeding the meter. Right. So that he was putting power back in and reducing his power bill. But he's got to a point where he's like, he wants to be self-sufficient.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So now he's looking at and the batteries are really expensive.
Was it real expensive to do the panels and all that? But they have tax credits. I guess you get some tax credits.
You do get tax credits, but it's fairly expensive for the initial. But I mean, really long term, if you're going to be where you're at, right. Like if you plan on moving in 5 to 10 years, don't do it.
Right.
But I mean, they've that's where they've lived. They always live. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't.
If you're not going somewhere, definitely worth it.
It wasn't cheap, but
it's going to pay for itself.
Yeah.
And that's what we say too about heat and air. A lot of people, we go to price and they want the highest SEER available. Some people do want the highest SEER, which ends up being the most expensive. But we tell them, look, how long is this your forever home? Because you go to invest in that much, you want to get your money back. Yeah. So definitely going solar. I had thought about that, but I don't think where we're at now. I'm thinking I want to buy some land and build again, and then when I build, I'll put some solar in. But I wonder if they can do commercial builds. I might have to get my office looked at.
Yeah,
get the metal build.
It's metal legit. Builds. Like they look good. The panels look good. They did a really good job of his whole roof. Facing the whatever. One side of his roof is all panels, and it's pretty. If I could do it, like I would like to do just where we live, and we have a metal roof now, and it wouldn't be good for us. Yeah,
take the look away from the. I love metal roofs.
Yeah, so I mean, we couldn't do it, but if we moved out a little bit further, then I would definitely.
You have a lot of trees around your neighborhood too, though. Don't you?
On Rivermont. So I mean, it's every storm we have something. Right?
Definitely get a generator. We have a generator. Thank God we've used it several times.
Now I do want to look into that. Yeah, I do want a generator because on Rivermont you could sneeze. You sneeze twice and you lose power.
So. Yeah. You got to have air conditioning in the summer. So get that generator running, get the air running. Solar's not a bad idea. I'll have to look into that. I know I'm definitely going to do it next time we build. We were talking about building and getting some land. I like to do solar. It's probably easier too as you build a house. Do it while you're building, so they can get everything ran easier. I guess I don't know if you have to run a lot of wires down to the batteries or.
No, they came in. They just put the panels on, and they actually tapped into his already existing box. And, and that was pretty much it. Oh. Now, if you want to, have batteries, that's a different thing. I mean, but still, like, I mean, to retro, it's not that hard. You just kind of like loop through, loop around AEP, and then eventually you basically take them out of the equation. But they're always there with a backup. But see, then I mean, you're going to basically always pay for an AEP bill.
Yeah,
because
you're not going to pay a couple hundred.
No, you're not going to pay like 300, 400 that you're hearing now.
Yeah, that's going to come down. And I've even heard instances where they created so much solar that the power companies would be paying for their energy, like their electricity.
That's what he's been doing. Yeah,
trying to get money back from AEP.
Yep, he's been sending it to AEP, and so they've been basically giving him free power because he's been feeding them. But now he wants to feed his own batteries, so that he doesn't. So he could just do whatever,
Yeah, so if it loses power or anything, he doesn't have to worry about anybody providing nothing. Because those batteries last, I think, once you charge them all, a few weeks, don't they?
Oh yeah, they're the way they live, they don't have. I mean, it's like you walk into the studio, you have LEDs everywhere. Yeah. But like I mean, they're granted, like if you have the AC, freezer, refrigerator,
it'll pull it down.
It'll pull it down pretty quick. But like for the average, like if you kind of live simply, like you'll be fine.
Yeah,
especially in the springtime when the weather's not too hot.
As long as the sun comes out, it's going to keep charging.
You're good.
So it'll keep charging it. So it'll just keep rotating around, and if you ever need it, AEP's back there, to keep you until everything charges back up. So
and they'll be glad to. AEP will be glad to send you a bill. So they'll always be there when you need them.
Like the IRS. Wait on us, but you better not be late paying them.
Well, it's funny because you've seen all these posts about people's electricity bills going up. Like I've seen that the last 2 months.
Yeah.
People are like, why is my electricity bill $500?
Yep.
And the funny part is, I know I've said this before, ours hadn't really gone up. Like we got the two new systems in, and really ever since then, like it's pretty much hovered. And then when the temperature drops, because we like it really warm, and I'm gonna say that right now, we'll click it on 72 and keep the house at 72. But ours hasn't really gone up that much. So I really can't, like, I think it really is a combination of old houses, old systems.
Yep.
And I think it's, energy costs going up. So really, I know, it's not a commercial, but really, if you do need a new system, it really does help.
Definitely. And even with the rates, when they're not up, you're going to save immediately on your electric bill. And we see that every time we install one and check back with somebody in a month. Their bills are going down. And we get a lot of calls with the electric bill, and I also tell them, make sure you're not on the that payment plan where they just charge you so much each month, an average, because once you get to December, January, if you went over anywhere, they're going to add that to your bill.
Yeah.
So you're going to pay bigger bills in December, January, February to catch up, and then it'll average back out because they're gonna get you for that extra. And they did get awarded some increases last year at the end of the year, so that's all hidden in there when you're looking. It's like a list of 30 fees. Your house is this, but we have this many. We got 20 different fees on here.
There's a blue sky fee, a cloud fee,
a chance of rain fee.
Yep.
And you might have a dog fee in case
you got a dog fee.
They don't even read the meters anymore, but they charge you in case your dog's near the meter.
Well, the dogs take a different type of power.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that's good to look into solar wise. Updating your heat pump, we always talk about that. That definitely helps. Insulation values in your attic, your windows, all that could be updated or checked and resealed. That helps tremendously on keeping the heat in. And in the summer, I always tell people we go to a lot of houses, always 2 stories. They say the upstairs is a lot hotter than the main level, and a lot of them don't have attic fans. If you don't have an attic fan, get one of those. Really, few $100 to get an attic fan in the gable or cut in your roof by electrician to pull the heat out of the attic during the summer makes a world of difference on your cooling in the summer. So that's a big thing we always look at because it just holds so much heat in the attic. So some cool things. We got, like we announced last week, got a plumber starting. So we'll be doing some plumbing. If you have any plumbing projects coming up, he starts next Wednesday.
Now, is this for commercial, residential, or both?
He can do both.
Both,
yes.
Nice.
Yep, he can do both. So any renovations, plumbing, water heater problems, service calls, new jobs, you can give us a call. We'll be having him in the truck next Wednesday. So already got one project he'll be starting on, but we're going to look to grow that as well. So it'll be more of it'll be Brown's Heating, Air, and Plumbing.
Nice.
That's the name gets long. I don't think it'll fit on the van if we keep going. So I told my wife, she's like, "What if we ever had electrical or this and that?" I was like,
"Oh Lord!"
So we'll probably just have to go to Brown's Mechanical. I don't know,
Brown's
just cover it all.
Brown's everything.
Just Brown's Mechanical.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have like a tractor trailer for the whole logo now. Your domain is going to take 4 minutes to type in.
Need one of those scrolling billboards on the side of the van that just rolls by. We also got some other cool things that Woody's working on with us that we cannot wait to announce in show. That's going to be really good. We're really excited about that. So that'll be within a couple weeks. We'll be announcing that. And you'll just follow us if you see us on Facebook, Brown's Heating and Air Facebook. We're on Crowell Lane in Lynchburg. Follow that page. The updates, we'll have a update there and a big announcement here coming soon. And a contest for people to join to win some cash. So make sure you like our page, like our Brown's Heating and Air Facebook page, or Cool Talk Facebook page as well, to keep up with scheduling and any updates on that. If you're listening local, I got a lot of questions the last couple of weeks about another group that started last year. We took off because of COVID, but we're kicking back up March 22nd. It's called Leadership for Christ. And several people ask, what is it? What do we do? What to expect? Is there a cost? Blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to bring that up today and kind of go over what it is. Last year I started it. I just kind of put it out. I've gotten reached out to several times about, how we run things, how, some certain things we do, customer service, our process, and different things, how to keep the, employees motivated and everybody in a good working environment and different stuff. So I kind of put it out last year, like, hey, I'd like to start a group. It's free. Of local Bedford Lynchburg. If you're a business owner, or you're a supervisor in your company, you're self-employed, whatever, you're all welcome. And it's called Leadership for Christ. And what the goal behind it is, one, we get together as leaders and owners, and we meet at Scoreboards for lunch at noon. March 22nd is our next meeting. We open up in prayer. We do each month, nobody has to speak, but each month either me or somebody will go over kind of a little Bible. We try to go a little over some Bible verses. Try to talk about them, and we try to find some Bible verses in a lesson about business. Trying to build ourselves first for what Christ would look like for business owners, and then building how to spread that to our employees. And if we can do that, we can build businesses for Christ is what our goal is, so that not only the employees grow to that Christ-like mindedness, but then it flows over to the customers. And then that in itself will provide the customer service you need to stand out and above. Mainly, but in the main goal I did that was, you just, every time you watch the news or you hear stuff, it's just always bad. Every time you turn around on the anywhere you hear something, you just seem like the last couple of years, all we hear is bad, 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 bad. So it's kind of felt like the mental status of business owners was getting down. People were getting depressed. People were trying to find ways to get the spirits back up in the area. So I figured if we meet, and actually we met several times last year and averaged 15, 20 people a meeting, which was really good. And I think if we meet and we kind of go together, bring up issues together, what are we having issues with to try to help overcome them? Is it hiring? Is it marketing? Is it, is it just trying to deal with different maybe customer relations, trying to sell yourself, anything that people are seeing. We like to get together in this group, and it's, like I said, it's no cost. I just wanted to do it to help each other. We come in, we pray, we do a Bible lesson, or we'll either just talk and get to know each other, or we'll put out, different topics each month. Like, what are we seeing, especially the last couple of years with COVID? we were having a lot of, retaining people, getting in people's houses. A lot of us were service people trying to get into the house. So now that that's lifted and getting better, I think that's going to definitely get better for us as a whole. But we like to come together because every business has obstacles, no matter what. So if we can help a business overcome an obstacle, give them ways that we do it, that we seen work, and that helps their business grow, and it also grows the right way. That's what one thing. You want to grow the business the right way. A lot of businesses start and grow, and it's just money on their mind, but you got to think long term. So my goal is to help people no matter what profession. We've had realtors there, we've got concrete people, we got builders, we had salesmen, we've got supervisors for other companies, health insurance people. So whatever, it doesn't matter. Even if we just come to fellowship and spend the time with each other with praying, I think it helps us go back and be better leaders for ourselves and our people. So that's what Leadership for Christ is. And hope that, we had a lot of people ask about it just to make sure it's not we're not charging anybody anything. It's a free service. Just come eat lunch and we'll pray, go over any issues, or just come fellowship and learn how we can build businesses. And I think if we start that and grow it, then Lynchburg, Bedford, and surrounding areas you'll start seeing a difference in business. Everybody grow the right way together. It just has a better feeling overall that we care, and the businesses around here care. Everybody that's local business trying to grow, a lot of mom and pop shops or stuff like that want to grow, that, that's what we want to help grow, and grow it the right way so that we can get people in the door and see the difference in the owners and the difference in their employees. And that's what we get a lot of good reviews for Brown's Heating and Air because of that. The way you treat people speaks volumes. I've told people for years when I first started, I could make the prices, where I could make $1 million, but I don't want to make it in one job. You know what I'm saying? You need to price it fair, treat people right, and then that's going to create more work so that you can just keep working for the rest of your life, not try to get all your money and all your jobs done in 1 year, and then people come back and say, well, he really kind of didn't do us right, and then you don't have return in work. So you want to do it. It's a big process, start to finish, so that when you're done, the customer feels treated above and beyond what they expected, so that they're going to tell their neighbors, they're going to tell their friends, and they're going to call you back for whatever you provide. So that's the name of the game, and you got to do it the right way, and that's why I think I always say we like to do it the Christ-like way, because I think that goes, farther in life and definitely helps doing it the right way. So that's what that part is, and that group, if you're interested and you're in Lynchburg, Bedford, or surrounding, will be, like I said, at Scoreboards, March 22nd at noon, and that'll be for lunch. So they reserve, it's usually, they reserve the side of the restaurant for us. They put a bunch of tables together and let us come in and do what we need to do. And Colin, the owner, is really good and supports us, and gives us plenty of room to kind of come in and fellowship and eat lunch, and it's real good food too. So hope to see you there. If you have any more questions, you can reach out to me through Cool Talk or brownhvac@gmail.com. Any questions or issues, but anybody that's self-employed, owner, leader in your company that wants to grow your faith and grow your leadership skills to help serve others, you're welcome. So hope to see everybody there. So that is what Leadership for Christ. And we also have a Facebook page. If you see it, you can follow it. I have a Leadership for Christ. That's where I put the event for lunch. You can mark going or interested, so it'll put on your calendar to remind you. You can follow the page, and sometimes that's where we'll put the devotions up for the month and what we talked about, so you can kind of follow if you do miss it and want to see what we talk about. We try to keep that updated as well. And let's see Next. Oh, this one I've been meaning to ask you about this, Woody.
Okay.
since you've been doing the Why So Cold, you've got to become a murder investigator. And I meant to ask this a couple weeks ago, but back when Bob Saget died, does the final results and all that seem suspicious to you, or do you think did you see the final result?
Yeah.
It did to me.
Well, all right, the conspiracy theorist in me, yes.
Okay. Me too.
It automatically like it, but also it's so. Having done, and this does not make me an expert whatsoever, okay? Because I'm just telling this is just all Woody Watts' opinion, right? So, having done like these true crime episodes and really kind of dive into some of the cases, like oftentimes, like you go down this rabbit hole, right?
Oh yeah.
But then you break it down, and it's like sometimes it's just something really simple,
and
it's like we would like to think that we can retrace or recreate a crime scene, an incident, or whatever. But if you really truly think, like you try to, if you had somebody look back at today, in your life today, right? They look back, what did Brandon do today? Well, why did he do here? What was he? Why did he go here?
Right.
So like you're trying to fill in the dots on something, and we all know that nothing ever goes according to plan. So it's. The conspiracy theorist in me thinks, it's like, oh God, we need to investigate it. But then also,
it's like it could be right.
The other part of me is kind of like, all right, after doing these true crime things, he probably fell and hit his head, and he, and then
maybe that's why I'm thinking the conspiracy thing, because I've been listening to all the Why So Cold, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, it's more than one.
It'll do it, man. I'm telling you, because now every time, and this is a plug for a Netflix show we started watching last night. It's The Worst Roommate Ever. It's a true crime series on Netflix, and that one, the first episode is absolutely crazy. So you need to go watch that, because that'll make you go down a rabbit hole even more so.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when they released it, it was just like, well, he must have fell and hit his head and then died in his sleep. And then all these people that were coming on where I'm a doctor and you have to fall pretty hard to do. I just.
But like really, if you did, like, think about it as if you're trying to recreate the steps of someone's day. Okay.
Yeah.
And we all try to do that. But then, like, if someone did that for you, okay. I mean, how close would they actually get?
Because,
like,
true.
There's no way that you could have someone that doesn't know you,
especially when you're alone. Like, there's no other theory.
No, not at all. So it's like I've tried to think of myself, like, how in the world in court, like, someone's explaining what did he do today? Well, why did he go here? Well, why did he go to Walmart at 11? Why did he do this?
And
like, good.
Lawyers can do that, and they just have that. You got to have that way of thinking.
Yeah.
Normal people are like, oh yeah, I do that too, and the lawyer like, wait a minute, and they throw this little. All you got to throw is in that doubt. Man.
Exactly.
That's why I could never I watch court TV all the time, and I'm watching these trials. Like last week, they had the trial. It was called the Popcorn Murder Trial. The man in Florida who was 81 at the time was sitting behind a guy, and he got mad because he didn't cut his phone off. Blah blah blah. And anyway, the way it was, the guy like turned around and threw a piece of popcorn. Well, as soon as he threw the popcorn, the dude, 81-year-old, shot, boom, dead.
Oh, gosh.
So he said he was self-defense. But I watched the whole trial, evidence and all, and I said, if I'm a juror, because as soon as he went to jury, I think he was guilty of murder. But it came back, all jurors not guilty, self-defense.
What? Oh,
so man. I was like, well, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
No. See, it's so hard. It's so, but for it to happen to someone like Bob too is like, oh, you hate.
And Bob, funny thing is, we were in hockey, getting ready for a hockey tournament a couple weeks ago, and was sitting there talking to a couple of the players, and DJ, that was on Full House, Candace Bure, her son goes to LU and plays. We met him with Max.
Oh, nice.
Maxim is his name.
Okay.
All right. So we were just talking to him, didn't know anything, and he left. And the main coach was like, "Yeah, that's Candace, Cameron Bure's son.
Oh, Lord.
He plays hockey for one of the club hockey teams." So we got to talking to him because he was talking about going to Napa Valley to one of their wineries or something they owned or something. It was this and that, and I was like, "Okay, he's from California," but I didn't even put it together. And he's DJ's son. Like, wow, that's pretty cool.
It's a small world. Yeah. Lynchburg got some famous people in it.
So, yes, he goes to LU and plays hockey.
There we go.
So, Well, hope it was a good show for y'all today. Join us next week. We will have a special guest in here, Carrie Wright, who does some business coaching and also is one of the managers at Chick-fil-A. Talk about her side business.